Meeting is being recorded.
All right, everything knows. All right, we're streaming live to our Facebook group too. So first thing that we do every time we do this class is we go right to the chat box and we type in there, it's a freedom day. So let's go ahead and do that. Type in the chat box, it's a freedom day. The reason that we do that is to prepare for the class, prepare for the excitement, really get hardcore on getting into the mood of what we're doing today. Love it. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Raymond, good to see you. Richard, great to see you. Brian, Melissa, great to see you. Carmen, great to see you. Kelly, got somebody called iPhone. I appreciate you. So we're going to have a lot of fun throughout this process, guys. Look, listen, a couple weeks ago, we went in this training and I challenged a bunch of you guys. And if you were here a couple of weeks ago, I was in Virginia and I was doing the coaching from there. And I challenged you guys to do something out of the ordinary. And the challenge was to go to your phone, to download your contact list, to separate your contact list by sphere of influence, past clients, current clients, and everyone else. And then I challenged you guys to make phone calls, pick up the phone and actually call them. I even gave you a method. I said, if you're going to start calling these folks, you're going to call them, you're going to leave a voicemail, you're going to send them a text message, and then you're going to send a video text. Very simple. Hey, how you doing? It's David. Just wanted to catch up with you. Hope everything's great. And you send that message out, right? I like to personalize them. So I would say, hey, Damon, what's going on? David here. Just wanted to send you a quick message, see how you're doing, right? Very simple method. It's a little bit out of the ordinary, a little nerve-wracking, but the truth is that you get a significantly better response doing it in that method. So I gave everyone that challenge last week. I'm curious, just in the chat box, if anybody could type in if they did it, if they started to do it, if they attempted to do it, if they just started calling their sphere of influence, if they did any part of it. Did anyone try to get this done? Type it in the chat box if you did. Now, here's what I'm going to say. All right, well, this says all done. So I would love to know, right? Wasn't here last week, but I do it daily with a few. This is my first session, but making notes. Okay, cool. So let me give you what we did last week, and I'm just going to go over it because today what I want to talk about is conversion, right? And so for those of you that weren't here, there are apps that will allow you to download your entire contact list from your cell phone. This cell phone right here is a gold mine, and we spoke about it last week, but this is a gold mine. There is so much commission in here. It's incredible. There is no other device in the world that you can pay $1,100, $1,200 for and get the commission and the income that this will give you. And I say it like that because it is exactly how I say it. Now, what we said was you take this right here, you download all your contacts. Now there's an app called, what's that app called to download the contacts? SA Contacts, SA Contacts, right? So you can download all the contacts and it'll take it right to an Excel spreadsheet, and then you can email it to yourself. Now that you have this Excel spreadsheet, you can create additional tabs on the bottom of the Excel spreadsheet. So you could have your sphere of influence, you could have your past clients, you can have your current clients, you can have, you know, family and friends, because sometimes your sphere of influence is not necessarily family and friends, right? Like sometimes your uncle is not your biggest fan, right? And so you can have a family and friends section, and then you can have an everyone else section. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go down this list and you're going to delete everything that doesn't make sense, right? Like the pharmacy or Publix, right? Like if you have those numbers saved, Walgreens, CVS, you know, Todo Loco restaurant, right? Like those kinds of things you can delete from your list because they're not going to be the people that are going to buy houses from you, right? In those places, you got to go there and build those relationships. But you get rid of those, and then you go down your list and you start placing people in the proper category. Now, we gave you sphere of influence, friends and family, past clients, current clients, and everyone else. That's 5 different tabs, 5 different sections. In those 5 different sections, you could say those would represent 5 days of the week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And if on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I went to one of those tabs and I just spent some time calling these folks and creating and rebuilding the relationships with them. That's the key right there. The key is not to just call them and say, hey, you know anybody looking to buy or sell a house? That's not the key. The key is, hey, Dave, how you doing today? How's everything? How are your kids? What's popping? What's happening? Hey, listen, I'm organizing my spreadsheet right now, and I'm organizing my database because, you know, I'm going to start sending out a weekly newsletter and like market reports on real estate and property and stuff like that. Dude, I don't have your email address. Can you give me your email address? That's a great conversation to have with somebody, right? Or, hey, listen, I have your email address as, I'm just picking names here, right? Dave.bowen@gmail.com. Is that your name? Is that your email address? He's going to say, yeah, that's my email address. Hey, man, is it okay if I add you to my weekly, email list? Sure, Dave, no problem, right? And now we're having this conversation. And then I repeat call, repeat call, repeat call. And I continue to do this so consistently that people will begin to have the conversations. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. People will begin to have the conversations about real estate with you. See, it's our job, and I know we're recapping last week, but it's our job to remind people about what we do. It is not their job to remember what we do. Case in point, as you go down that list, try to remember what everybody does for a living on that list, right? There's another list you can create: realtors. I'm sure we all got a ton of realtors saved in our phones. Some of those realtors live in other states and other areas. So what great conversations to have with them about referral business. If they live in your backyard, call them up, see how they're doing. Maybe they want to join your company with you. There's so many different options that you can have for conversation, but it's all about developing the relationships. Excuse me. It's all about developing the relationships. It's all about creating consistency in communication so that you can have those relationships. Because without those relationships, everyone in this phone is dead weight. They can't give you the money if you don't tell them you want it. That's the crazy part, right? And this is like dumbing it down. This represents communication. Inside of that communication, there's a ton of people. Those people represent possible real estate business, right? Because there's a good chance that everyone you saved in here is a good chance. I know there's also a chance that not. There's a good chance that everyone you have saved inside here lives somewhere. Pretty good chance. Can we agree on that? Type agree if you agree with me, right? There's a really good chance. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Jessica. Right? There's a very good chance that they live somewhere. Now you start to ask questions. Hey, Jessica, do you own your own home or are you renting? No, Dave, I own my own home. Oh, okay. Hey, Jessica, can I get your address? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you on a quarterly newsletter. It's going to come out. It's just going to tell you the value of your home and what's happening in your neighborhood. Is that something you would appreciate? What homeowner says no to knowing the value of their house? Seriously, that's a winning conversation to have with somebody, right? And as they continue, or as you continue to send them value quarter over quarter, or you could do it monthly if you want. I prefer monthly. I like to send emails, guys. I think it's imperative. I think it's important, right? I like to get at least 2-3 emails out a week. That's me. I want to be there when life changes, right? You want to be there when life changes for someone in your cell phone, right? Someone woke up this morning, guarantee it, okay? Someone woke up this morning to the news that they're about to have another baby. Someone woke up this morning to the news that so-and-so got accepted to a college far, far away from home. Someone woke up to the news that they don't want to be together anymore. They're getting a divorce, right? All of these different life events and life changes create opportunity for movement, right? Some folks are going to sell the house because they're getting divorced, now splitting up. That's 3 deals right there, by the way, right? Another person is having a baby. They live in a 1-bedroom apartment. They're renting. They're thinking now, oh my gosh, we need to step up to the plate. Let's go buy a small house, right? Somebody's kid is going off to college in June. Now they're thinking, oh my God, we're going to be empty nesters in just like 3 months. What are we going to do? Let's downgrade. This is too much, right? There's so many different opportunities, and you want to be there when life changes for somebody. That's why you never stop calling this list, and you use your CRM to the max. Every single time somebody picks up the phone and you are capable of having a conversation with them and able of having a conversation with them, that person goes into your CRM and you make notes and you set a reminder for the next time that you're going to call them. Let it be 2 weeks, let it be 1 week, whatever it is that you feel comfortable with. But do not let too much time pass. Don't let a month pass by. Don't let 2 months pass by, because you know what's going to happen? They're going to see you on social media one day and they're going to go, oh, Wilda, man, I haven't talked to Wilda in forever. I'm going to invite her to my housewarming party. Guys, you ever been invited to somebody's housewarming party and you didn't sell them that house? That's happened to me, okay? Whose fault was that? Was that my friend's fault for not calling me first? No, that was my fault. That was my fault for not staying in front of them consistently. Now, me being who I am, I asked him, why did you buy a house without talking to me? And he said, D, I was kind of embarrassed. I didn't think that you sold in my price point, because at the time I happened to be at a luxury brokerage and we were promoting a lot of luxury property. And I said, for you, I would have done anything. These are conversations that you have to continue to have and stay in front of, because the last thing you want is somebody buying a house without you and inviting you to the housewarming party. That sucks, right? So today, what I really want to dig into with you guys, if you're going to be doing this, let's talk a little bit about conversion, right? Now, who would want to role play with me? I'm just curious. Who would want to role play with me? You can type it in the chat box, me. All right, I will. All right, Melissa, let's unmute Melissa. Melissa. I'm going to change the gallery here so I can find you. Where are you?
I'm unmuted, Dave.
All right, awesome. Hey, Melissa, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for participating with me, by the way.
Yeah, no problem.
All right,
I'm
so
on Betsy's team.
Oh, nice. Awesome. All right, so the role playing that I'd like to do is consider me a part of your sphere of influence. You have my phone number, okay? You don't have my email address, because, truth is, some of our buddies, we just don't have their email addresses, right?
Yeah.
And so you have my phone number, you don't have my email address. I'm your sphere of influence. I'm one of your biggest cheerleaders. I love Melissa to death, right? When I remember that Melissa's a realtor, I refer her. But when I don't remember, I don't, right? Like, it's just that kind of thing, right? And so I want you to call me as if you're going down your sheet right now. And I want you to remind me some way, somehow, without just being so, right, in somebody's face. Remind me that you're in the real estate business. You ready to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Hello.
Hey, David, it's Melissa. How you doing?
Hey, good, man. How you doing?
Well, pretty good. Just hanging out, chilling with the kids. Took them to the park and stuff today. Well, what's been up with you and your?
What park you going to?
Oh, it's right here in our housing complex. It's a nice park, nice slide and everything. Pretty big.
Nice.
How about
yeah,
your kids? How they doing?
They're doing good, man. They don't like going to parks anymore. It's all about volleyball and championship stuff now.
Well, they're a bit older, right?
Yeah, they act that way.
Yeah. Yeah. How old are they now? I forget. How old are your kids again?
One of them is turning 13. The other one is turning 15.
Mine are 13 and 6. So yeah, they're about there too.
Nice.
So how's everything going?
Everything's going great. Working hard, doing the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too, me too. So I just sold this really nice house down in St. Pete the other day.
Did you? Nice,
Yeah,
man.
beautiful,
Right.
beautiful, 5 bedroom, 3 bath.
That's right. You're in real estate, man. I don't know why I always forget.
It's easy to do, you get busy with life and things happen.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's cool, man. How much did that house sell for, by the way? I know the prices are going up like crazy.
It was about 550.
Nice. That's actually not too bad.
No,
What's up
not
with the
too,
interest rates? I've been reading a lot of news that the interest rates are like forcing people to like not buy anymore. Scary market out there.
I mean, interest rates go up and down all the time. That's just the way life is. Taxes go up and down, you can't depend on anything anymore to stay the same rate at all for a long time.
Yeah.
Things happen. That's the world we live in.
Cool, cool. Well, I'm gonna jump off, man. I gotta go and grab the kids from school and get them out to volleyball practice.
Yeah, it's good catching up with you. Don't be a stranger.
Same here.
Talk to you soon.
All right, bye. All right,
Bye.
so I almost hit end on the Zoom meeting, right? So
Oh man, that would have sucked.
so everyone in the group, Melissa, stay unmuted, but everyone in the group, jump in there and like scale to 1 to 10, 10 being the best conversation you ever heard in your life. Like scale 1 to 10, how do you feel about Melissa's approach on the conversation? Go ahead, tap it in the chat box. Scale 1 to 10, how do you feel about Melissa's approach? Good, 6, that's good. Enrico says 7. All right, 7, but get the email address. I was gonna say that, right? Because at the end of the day, you're still trying to update that spreadsheet, right? All right, we got some 7s. We got an 8. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do.
Email address.
All right, so we got a 5. All right, so Dave Bowen, can you unmute yourself? Let's go on this.
I knew I shouldn't put that up there.
Oh man, this is good. This is good. It's only going to help Melissa get significantly better at her job, right? So, Dave, what would you say she could have done better besides collecting the email address? What would you say would have been something she could have really pumped up?
Well, I'm not real good with small talk, so I would have gotten to the email address and the reason for my call pretty early on, and
Okay,
and that's not a good thing. It's just a me thing,
right. And I think
so I kind of like the conversation to me was too long and didn't get to the point. But I could talk to you for 15 seconds, get the question and the answer done and move on, and not spend enough time building the relationship.
Right. So that's what I want to say.
I'd probably score me a 3.
Yeah. So I would say in your style and your approach, you're very similar to me in that approach, right? I'm not a very good small talk kind of guy. As much as I do talk, I'm not a small talk kind of person. So for me, I get lost sometimes. So that was going to be one of my pieces of advice for Melissa is you guys need to know who you're talking to as well. And also try to pick up on their vibe and their personalities, right? So where someone is like, you can feel their anxiety to like get off the phone, then you got to get to the point, right? But you can't. So to Melissa's point, Melissa was making this call to a friend, her sphere of influence, right? And so she was genuinely, for the most part, really did care how the kids are doing and how life is, because this is a friend. This is not like just a cold call, right? And so in that perspective, I give Melissa a decent score on that. And I hear you, Dave. I hear what you're saying. I think Melissa could have gotten to it a little bit quicker. But I did say, remind me that you're in real estate without throwing up on me, right? Like,
She did that.
So that's what she did. She said, hey, yeah. And I opened the door for her. I said, yeah, I've been working hard. She said, shit, me too. Like she jumped on that. And she said, I just sold a house down in what was it, St. Pete, you said, or something like that? Yeah, so I just sold a beautiful house down in St. Pete, and that kind of opened the door for a real estate conversation. So that was like the reminder that I'm in the business rather than a phone call going, Hey man, what's going on, dude? I need to update my spreadsheet. What's your email address? All right, brother. Thanks, man. Remember, I'm in real estate. Bye. Right?
That's
You know, remember, I'm
Totally would have been different if it wasn't somebody that I knew already.
for sure. For sure.
It's
And that's
not like
why-
I said, hey, how are the kids? Hey, what do you know? Like, I don't know if people have kids. I don't know what they do
Yeah.
for a living. But as somebody that, like, say I went to high school with, that, the conversation's gonna be different.
Yep, the conversation is definitely going to be different.
I'm
So
not just gonna call somebody that I haven't talked to in maybe a couple weeks and be like, oh yeah, by the way, I need to update my sphere and I need your email address.
agreed. And that's
Kind
kind of where we're talking. And
Well,
I believe that when you're communicating with your sphere of influence or friends and family, like I said, those two things are not always the same, right? Like, so when you're communicating with them, these are people know, so you have a relationship conversation with them. Building relations. The crazy part is I got family members I haven't spoken to in like a month or two, right? So you said a couple of weeks as if we actually do speak to our sphere of influence all the time, and most of us don't.
No.
Most of us speak to our sphere of influence when we run into them, or when it just happens, or there's a party or something, or somebody's having a barbecue, or whatever the case is. So big push. Hey, Melissa, you did a great job. Dave, thanks for your feedback. I appreciate that. All right, who else would like to role play with me? This time we're gonna do something a little bit different. Zara, go ahead, Zara. Zara's in. We're gonna do Zara first. Who else said they were down?
Me, Kanisha.
All right, I'm gonna hit you next, okay?
Hey, okay,
Hey, you unmuted? You ready? All right, so
I'm ready.
this conversation is not sphere of influence, not friends and family. This is just somebody you had saved in your phone.
I haven't seen what?
This is just somebody you had saved in your phone. You saved
Okay.
their phone number. You may have met me like once or twice. Nothing. We got no real relationship.
Okay,
All right.
Ready?
Your whole mission in life is to get the email, confirm the email address, ask if I rent or own, and request permission to send me some material.
okay.
All right.
Ready.
Hello.
Hey, David, how are you? It's me, Zara.
Hey,
You
Zara.
remember
How
me?
are you?
We spoke about 3 weeks ago. We exchanged numbers. Just want to check up on you and see how you're doing.
Oh, yeah. I remember at that barbecue at Joe's house.
Yes, yes. Well, I was thinking about you because I'm in the real estate business and I just want to send out a greeting card to all my friends that I've met or the acquaintances I met recently. Was wondering if I could get your email, if I can send you some things that I got going on this summer.
Yeah, sure. David at davidadamkurz.com.
Sounds great. Let me ask you a question. Do you rent or own?
I own my house.
Good. I'm only asking this because there's a change in the market and I want you to know more about it. So when I send you these emails, it's going to pertain to you personally, not to just a general public. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Dude, let's do
That's
it.
great. Well, I'm going to let you go if I could start sending you this email, and I really want to get with you sometime next week just to see how you're doing. And, I know we just met that one time, but I love meeting people and I love staying friends with people. You can find me on Facebook and maybe we can just be Facebook buddies too. Is that
All
okay
right,
with you?
I'm in. Yeah, we can grab coffee a couple weeks too.
Oh yes, coffee is my favorite. I love my Cuban coffee. So yeah, I'm going to send you a text with my information and I'm going to email you. Thank you so much for taking my call this morning.
Absolutely.
That
I'll
was
talk to you soon.
awesome.
All right,
That
guys,
was
so-
awesome.
Yeah.
I
all
love
right.
small
So,
talk. I talk to anyone.
so Jeff, you said that was awesome. What was your favorite part of Zara's conversation with me?
So she was, for like a millisecond, like everyone, she was a little unsure. And then she just clicked, and she laser locked on you and figured it out. And she just did amazing. Like, I wasn't expecting the brilliance that came out of her mouth. It was awesome. Like, I learned something in that conversation. It was
That
awesome.
is awesome. All right,
Yeah.
so I'm going to give you got a lot of love right now. I'm going to give you one critique, Zara, okay? I own my house. You didn't get my address.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to stalk you on Facebook.
No, and it's cool. It's cool. By the way, this is what this is for, right? This is what this is for. So you can
like
make
that.
these mistakes here, and then you don't make the mistakes on the spreadsheet, right?
I like that one. Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
we're like,
Find it in
"See,
the
we'll
tax
we'll work
record.
on this together."
Yeah. So if you want to send me material that is specific to me, you need to know where I live, basically. You know, and I was thinking about trying to remind you, like, hey, so do you want my like home address? But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to see if you would come up with it. Other than that, conversation was rock solid. It was good. There was small talk, and I think even Dave liked it. There was small talk, but it was quick. It was easy, and the conversation was strong. You reminded me where we met. You know, all that stuff worked out perfectly, right? Now, sometimes you're not going to be able to have this reminder of where you met because you might have somebody saved on your phone from like 3 years ago and you don't even remember who they are. But you go call them anyway. You go call them anyway because they might remember you, right? And so you're always going to have those conversations. All right, Kanisha, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, so let's have fun with this one. So this one's going to be a little bit different. Right. So we already did people we know and then people we saved and kind of just whatever, like we don't really know, right? Now let's do somebody registered on your website as a lead and you're
Okay.
picking up the phone to call that lead and the lead actually picks up, right? So now I'm here, I'm going to actually pick up the phone, right? So, right. So
Is
let's
it a buyer
do
or
that.
seller lead, or do I know that?
Let's go with a buyer lead. Let's go with a buyer
Okay.
lead. Right. So let's say you're
Perfect.
doing buyer ad campaigns and I clicked on a house. Let's just call it 123 Main Street to keep it easy. Right. So
Okay.
I clicked on a house and I submitted my information to be called.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds
Hello.
good. Hello, is this Dave?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Dave. This is Kanisha Lewis. I'm a realtor here. I just received your information in regards to you wanting more information about 123 Main Street.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I just registered on the website.
Awesome. Awesome. So are you currently working with an agent right now?
I am not.
You're not. Perfect. When would you like to see the property 123 Main Street?
Either tonight or tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, awesome. What time works for you? I have tonight between 4 to 6.
Yeah, I can do tonight between 4 and 6. If you give me a specific time, I'll be there.
Okay, so 4:30 work for you?
Yeah, sure. I'm in.
Awesome. And I have one more question for you. Have you already been through the pre-approval process?
No, I have not. Just started my home search.
Okay, awesome. So what we'll do when we get there to the house, I'll obviously show it to you, but then we'll talk about next steps and talk about how we can actually get you into the home. Does that sound good?
Yeah, I really appreciate that.
Okay, perfect. So I'll see you today at 4:30. Also, can I get your email address?
Yep, David@davidadamkurz.com.
Okay. All right, David, I'm going to send you my buyer intake form as well. Can you please fill that out before we meet?
100%. I can do that for you.
Okay. Perfect. I look forward to meeting you.
All right. Thank you.
All right, bye.
All right, guys. Let's yeah, somebody wrote 9.99. Richard, yeah, I love it, dude. Richard, unmute, man. Where you at? Where's Richard? Where's Richard?
I'm here.
All right. Hey, so what was your best part? What was your favorite thing about the conversation?
She was very professional. Touched on, she gave you options as to when you would like to see the property, what time was good for you. I like the part when she also asked you about the pre-approval, and pretty much, she nailed it. Just touched on, the basics. Didn't make it complicated at all. Of everything you needed to do. I mean, it was. I'm gonna keep your name, Kanisha.
Thank you.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Kamala says she went straight to the point. That is true, and I love that about this conversation. So I'm going to give you mad kudos because that conversation is exactly how I coach.
Okay.
All right. So, and actually, my conversation is even a little bit shorter, but the way you handled it, the way that you presented it was fantastic. So I'm a big believer that when you get an online lead, right, this person, it's impossible for them to know and trust you or even like you for that matter. It's impossible. They went to a website, they registered, you are just somebody out of the blue calling them. You could live in another country. They don't know, right? So they are skeptical with you. So the only mission in life on that phone call is, how can I get in front of you? And that's what you accomplished, right? And that is where I believe relationships are created. That's how you lock people in, you know? And so my conversation is very similar to that, except it goes, you know, hey, Kanisha, you just registered on our website. Like, I don't ask how you doing or anything like that. I'm a lot more to the point, right? So I go, hey, Kanisha, how you doing? I see that you registered on my website just now, looking at 123 Main Street. When are you available to go see it? I'm available tonight or tomorrow, right? And so I just go right into it. Like, the person hasn't even said hello yet, right? And I'm in, you know, and they go, I mean, I guess tonight, perfect, between 4 and 6 work out for you. You know what I mean? And so then I say, okay, I'm going to hang up the phone. I'm going to say, hey, listen, I'm going to hang up the phone real quick. I'm going to confirm with the seller that we can't see the property. You know, you and I both know that means I got to call the realtor and try and get the appointment, right? I'm going to confirm with the seller and see if we can see the property tonight between 4 and 6. I'm going to call you right back, and we're going to have a set time to see the property. You say, sure, thank you. I hang up. I make the appointment. I call them back. Hey, Kanisha, we're set up 6:30 p.m. tonight at 123 Main Street. I will be there. I'm going to send you a text now for confirmation. Is that okay with you? Yes, it is. Hang up the phone. Then this is my text. Hey, Kanisha, how are you? David Kurz here. I want to send you a quick video so you know exactly what I look like and who you're going to be meeting at the front door at 123 Main Street. We'll see you tonight at 6:30. And then I text that to them as well, so that they don't have to watch the video to find the address again, right? So I text them the address, I text them all that stuff, the time, everything. And 90% of the time I get a video back. And be like, hey, this is Kanisha, very nice to meet you. I'll see you soon, right? 90% of the time I get that video back, which is crazy great. And the reason I do it this way, I haven't talked about pre-approvals, if they're buying cash, if they're doing any of that stuff. I don't do that on the phone call. I do that in front of them, right? I don't even ask if they're working with another realtor, because the truth is, I don't care, right? Show up with me, you know? And you know, I know that sounds tough, but hello, we're in a competitive business. This is your business. You're in here to make money. If 2 bicycle stores are across the street from each other, you think they care that they went to the other bicycle store first? No, they're there to sell bicycles. Why do you think Burger King opens across the street from McDonald's? Give you options, right? And so that is like the pieces of your conversation that I absolutely loved. And even with the additions of the questions and the buyer resource and the fill out my form, even with all of that, it was quick, it was strong, it was effective. You did a great job. Did a great job.
Thank you. I
Of
appreciate
course.
it.
All right. Anyone else want to role play? Let's do a seller this time. Who's in? Who's with me? I'll dance until you guys say you're with me.
I
Let's
can
go.
do a seller one. I don't mind.
All right,
play
let's
is
do
fun.
it. If nobody else is coming on, because she already went.
Find someone. Go pick someone.
All right, Zara, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right, so I registered on your website trying to figure out my home value. You ready? All right. Hello.
Hey, David. How are you? It's me, Zara Cruz, your realtor with LPT Realty.
How you doing?
Good. Hey, I saw you were on my website. You want to know the value of your home.
Yeah. I just typed that in right now.
Okay, cool. Well, let's see how much equity you have. When's a good time we can stop by your place to see if what we can. Oh wait, hold on, I'm freezing.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Keep going. I'm giving you gold.
When's a good time to stop by your place to see if we can get a good estimate on what we can sell your home for?
Tell you what, we have dinner about 6 o'clock. You can come around 7:30.
That's fine. Do you want me to bring something?
No, it's okay.
Great. All right. So I'm going to stop by. What is your address?
Yeah, it's the 123 Main Street, the one that I put right into the sheet there.
That's great. So what I'm going to do is bring some sample materials too, just in case about how much equity you have in your home, just in case you are interested in selling home. Is there a reason why you want to know the equity in your house, by the way?
Yeah, I see a lot of my neighbors, putting up for sale signs and selling their homes pretty quickly and making a nice profit. So I'm just curious.
So you just want to make a profit? Like, what are you looking for exactly? Just to sell your home, or just to get some equity out of your home, or just curious to know what you can sell your house for?
Yeah, I'm curious to know what I can sell the house for. Honestly, I don't need this big old house, and I'd be happy to find something smaller.
Trying to downsize? That's fine.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
me. So I'll step around 7 o'clock tonight. And I'll give you some pointers how we can get the max out of your house.
Okay.
7 p.m. I'll see you there, 123 Main Street. Again, my name is Zara Cruz. I know you was on my website, but I'll see you tonight. Let's see what we can
All
do
right.
for you.
Perfect.
All right.
See
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Great conversation. The reason I was going like this, Zara, is because you were making the appointment. And that's it right there, right? That's it right there. Because listen, I've talked to agents who will receive that message that so-and-so came onto their website for check their home value, right? And then they go and run the comps before they call them. It's too late, right? Or you're not going to run the comps with them on the phone either. Dave Bowen says, save some questions for the face-to-face meeting. Perfect. Agreed, right? Because you want to have those conversations in person, right? You could finish this phone call with that video text so they know who you are and who's going to be showing up to knock on the door, right? And you could say along those things. Absolutely love the conversation. It's very similar to what I would do, right? If somebody registered on my website for home value, I would say, hey, Zara, how are you? This is David Kurz. You just registered on my website, trying to figure out the value of 123 Main Street. Is that your home? Right? And then we go right into it. Yes, that's my home. That's fantastic. I could definitely provide you with this information. What I would like to do is be able to come by and see some of the amazing things that you've done to the home so we can give you the best value possible. And I'll bring all the materials with me for you to review. Is that okay with you? Yes. And I like to ask a lot of yes questions, right? So this is a technique that we use in closing sales, right? When you think about it's known as the yes close, which means that throughout the conversation, you ask so many yes questions that by the time you get to the real question, it's almost like they're just used to saying yes at this point, right? So you never ask the no questions, right? You always ask the yes questions. Is this, I'm gonna have the comps ready for you to review tonight. Is that okay with you? Yes. Right. All right, great. 7 p.m. tonight. Okay. Yes. Right. And we just get yeses out of them until we book that appointment. Right. So great job at that. How do you guys feel about it? Anybody got some comments on that one? No, nobody. You crushed it. You crushed it. All right. How do you guys feel? Where do you feel, anybody, right? Where do you feel that you struggle with conversion? Bring something up. Let's talk about it. And we'll do one more role play before we cut out. Who feels like they struggle with any type of conversion right now?
My struggle is more the structure, getting myself organized, the schedule of the day. That's my issue when it comes to conversion, like sitting there and making that call. Like I would make that call if I'm out of my house, but it's just a structure I struggle with. Okay,
so let's do something real quick. I'm going to give you an example. I was going to share the board, but that might take me a long time. So here's what I want you to really think about, and just kind of take this and roll with it over the next couple of days, right? I want you to think about the most important parts of your job. The most important parts. Obviously, making these calls should be top of the list because this is where the money's at, right? Smile, dial, and make some money, right? So if you take this and you put it at the top of your list, then it's at the top of your day. Does that make sense to you? Right? So a lot of people try to move it around in different places throughout the week, and then their week gets thrown off. But if you take the priority items that are the most important in your entire life and day, and you push them to the top of your day, you will have A, the most energy, and B, nothing could really mess with it. And this is where, when you see me teach about time blocking and scheduling yourself, the thing that I repeat the most is respect yourself. If you have 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. time blocked to make phone calls, you make your phone calls during that time. And if somebody calls you and says, I'd like to see a house at 10 a.m., you tell them, I'm sorry, I'm already booked at 10 a.m. How's 11:30? Respect yourself enough to not allow yourself to mess with your schedule, or anyone else for that matter. We're professionals. You can't just show up to the doctor and go, hey, my knee hurts, I'm here. Unless it's an emergency room, right? So if you're a professional, treat your time blocks as a professional would, and treat yourself with respect. And what I'm saying, the reason I'm saying this is because you say your biggest struggle is actually just, scheduling yourself for that. So now you got it, 8:30 to 11:30, or, 9 a.m. to 11:30, or 9 a.m. to 11, or whatever it is. Time block that. Make that your time, Monday through Friday, that you make those calls. And get so good with time blocking that you time block everything. I'm telling you right now, my gym is time blocked in my calendar. My prayer and meditation period is time blocked in my calendar, right? My calling time is blocked in my calendar. All right. My time that I spend coaching is blocked out in my calendar. I have specific days that I do my one-on-one coaching courses. I just don't spread them out any other day. No, I got 2 days a week that I run coaching, and that is it. And if you hire me to coach me, it's going to be one of those 2 days in a time slot, period, end of story. Right. And so once you start doing this, you'll find yourself, listen, my haircut is time blocked. You understand what I'm saying? My lunchtime is blocked off. That's how my calendar operates. Otherwise, people are just going to plug into my calendar consistently, and I am going to be at everyone's mercy all the time. Right? So I hope that helps out. I really think if you spend a couple of days just really organizing your calendar and saying to yourself, I'm going to be running my phone calls 9 to 11, Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday, or whatever the case is. And then you name them out. Like Monday, I'm going to call my sphere of influence. And Tuesday, I'm going to call this one. And Wednesday, I'm going to call past clients. And if you do that, you're going to find yourself winning. It's going to take time. It's going to take effort. It's going to take at least 60 days before you're really accustomed to doing it at a very high level. And it's going to be a big win for you. Okay. I hope that helps. All right, so Kathy says, I have not started to do the calling yet, but I had a former call worker call me and ask work-related questions. I announced that I got my license and got my first listing, currently in pre-approval. That's amazing, Kathy. Congrats. That's huge. I suck at follow-up. All right, so here we go. Where's the struggle? Hold on, I lost it. Sorry. I suck with follow-up while I am good with creating leads. All right, so that's amazing, Vaughn. You're great at creating the leads. You suck at following up with them. So here's 2 pieces of advice that I'm going to give you. Number 1, use your CRM to the max. Number 2, figure out automation, right? So in your CRM, if you made your CRM the centrifugal force of your business, like the center point of your business, you would never be able to get away from it because all your information would be in there. Everything you know about everybody would be in the CRM. And so if I have a conversation with you, Vaughn, and I say, hey, Vaughn, let's buy the house, blah, 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 get you pre-approved. I'll see you tonight. We're going to see the property, blah, blah. We have all that. We go see the property, we do all that stuff. I come back and I sit down real quick and I go to my CRM and I type in everything we just did, every conversation we had, how many kids you have, how many, if you're married or not married. I put all that information in there. And then I set myself up a task reminder to follow up with you tomorrow or the day after or whenever, right? And so when you've got people that aren't ready right away, you can do the same thing with them. Okay, I'm going to call you next week, check up on you. Problem is, a lot of times we promise somebody we'll call them in a couple of weeks or next week, and then we don't. But if you have it in your CRM, when you sit down, like Zara is going to sit down at 9 o'clock every morning and get started, she's going to open her CRM, and on the dashboard, But that CRM is going to say all these things are due today. And you fly through that list, right? So now it's like been a week. Hey, Vaughn, how you doing? I'm just calling to check up on you. Last week we spoke and you said you weren't quite ready yet. I just want to see if you're available this week to go look at some more properties. Right? So really, you'll hear this often and you'll see this written a lot. The money's in the follow-up, 100%, right? The money's in the follow-up always. So get really, really good with that. What else do we have? Make sure you're driving your own bus. Don't let someone else drive it. 100%, Melissa. Thank you for that. Yes, I am challenged with setting those boundaries. It's hard to do, Alyssa. It's hard to set those boundaries, but you know what? You got to. You got to. Otherwise, everyone else is running your life and your business, and you are not in control. Okay. Super helpful. I suck at time blocking. I get all kinds of leads that need to be followed up with. So the team hasn't touched them over a year, so I get caught up on calling and catching up with them. But you could still block that time, Melissa. You could still block that time frame to be able to do that and commit to the time frame, because a lot of times you have, you know, I know that you want to get in touch with everybody. I think it's beautiful. It's a great thing, but you have other things in your business to run and operate as well. So you got to time block that period, do that very well, and then go from there. You know. All right, guys. It's 11:51. I hope you guys really enjoyed today. Thank you, everyone who participated with me today. I think it's amazing. Thanks for the feedback. It's amazing. We will see you guys next week, Thursday, 11 a.m. We'll be here.